has been ages since I've decided I want to do long form content. Probably about a year by now, because most of the content I've done has been edits or like really short form content, maybe some art. I haven't done much relating to the game itself and updates, and I used to love making update videos. So, since I kind of want to revive my channel a little bit, and also because I'm feeling nostalgic and this update looks interesting, today I'm going to be reviewing the full update that just released. Probably the game passes more than anything. The map, not so much. I know they have the preview feature now with game passes, so you can see them. It's not like you have to watch the video to see what they look like. But I'm gonna be rating them as well, see if I got my money's worth, because I bought them I'm a chronic spender on this game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and you watch to the end, and if not, that's fine too. Thank you for coming here. If you haven't already seen in the Discord server, there's the Overgrown 2025 Frost Clan set, Greenleaf pack, Wilted Pumpkin, Carnival pack, and Pineborn Rangers set, and they all vary in prices. But since this one is at the top, we are going to start with the Overgrown 2025, which is 360 Robux. They have a lot of accessories. So this is nice. This is nice. Honestly, I feel like this could be used for some really quirky looking OCs. So I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. We're off to a good start. The Swampy headpiece, I also love this one. That's a 10 out of 10, low key. I think this you could get creative with how you put this on your OC. You can't really see it. I know it's an earpiece, but like a lot of people like to put the ear fur on their cats now, and it doesn't seem like you can really see it. I'm gonna give this one a 5, just because it's not too visible. I feel like it'd be nice if it was visible. This is cute, a very fluffy flower. Once again, I feel like you could get creative and it would go with a lot of OCs. So I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 again. The muskgrass and poppy headpiece. I would say I kind of wish it showed a little more at the front, but honestly, this is cute. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. I honestly really like this. I really like this. This is really cute. And then, ooh, wow. Okay. So this goes with the periwinkle earpieces from earlier. See, these are so much more visible compared to these, but honestly, they go really well together. This is like really beautiful. 10 out of 10, low-key. And then we have the swampy body piece to go with the headpiece. I love this one too, honestly. I like it. 10 out of 10 as well. So far, these are looking really good. They could definitely go with a variation of OCs. This is nice and simple, a nice little addition, but I feel like they add too much fur because I'm like searching for fur to put on my OCs, and like, don't get me wrong, I love variations. I love the fact you can have like all sorts of different head fur, body fur, but then when it gets to like the leg and belly fur, like I feel like you don't need that many variations for that. I'm gonna give this one like a 3 out of 10. Okay, hearty chest fur I can't even see with the current fur. I guess it's good that it overlaps, but like, yeah, I don't really see anything. I don't know if it's just supposed to be like a tiny little bit of fur that sticks out of the chest. Uh, 2 out of 10. I would love it so much if it like wrapped around the whole tail. I think that would completely seal the deal for me. But I guess, you have all the different tail fur variations, so you can't really do that. I like it though. I like it. I like it. It goes well with the thing at the top here. The tail decorations are always pretty, so 9 out of 10. Try and equip them at the same time. I think these are just the ones at the front. Really cute as well. Everything matches, everything goes well together, so 9 out of 10. The muskgrass and poppy, it's kind of cute. I don't know, it's still pretty. It still goes with everything else, so I'm gonna give that one a 7. And then you have all the swampy things, which is cool actually. I remember when they first added the muddy paws, I was so happy about that because it finally looked like you could add stuff to the paws. I don't know, instead of like accessories. So I like that it looks like you've been stepping and stuff. Actually, I'm curious if you can color it. If you could color it, you could make it like red like blood. Oh my goodness, you can. Okay, that's actually really cool. I feel like you could then get creative with like, when people used to paint the paws red to make it look like there was blood on them for edits and stuff like that. This is a cool addition because it actually looks like blood a little bit, kind of. which is 180 Robux cheaper than the overgrown 2025. I assume these are going to be pretty simple too, since they all look like they're going to be like frosty, icy. So we've got the Frost Clan Icicle Crown. Honestly, I think it's a little too simple for my liking. It could definitely fit on a lot of OCs, but I feel like I've seen an accessory like this before. So I'm going to give this one like a 5 out of 10. Okay, next we have all 4 of the braces. Honestly, these look pretty cool, kind of like a little edgier, like armor-like things. Honestly, these are pretty cool. I've not seen an accessory like them before, so I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. And then lastly, we have the icicles, which honestly I also think are pretty cool. I would kind of like it if they had them on the front too. I don't know why they haven't, but I don't know, they're pretty cool as well. I'll give those 7 out of 10. And then lastly, we have the chest gadget, which is honestly also really cool. I like the star pattern. It's kind of simple and complicated at the same time. But these all definitely go on more wintry OCs. I believe Frost Clan was one of the clans that they introduced like last year as well when they had a hunt. 8 out of 10. I feel like they could have been more creative and added a little bit more, but at the same time, I think you get your money's worth pretty much. Like it's kind of expected for 180, which is nice and in between at 300 Robux. So it's not horribly expensive or really cheap either. So you definitely do get a lot for your money's worth. I like that. Flowering eye patch. This is so pretty, actually. I love the idea of them adding things that cover up the eyes. This one is definitely a 10 out of 10. Black-eyed Susan is also pretty. I feel like it's kind of flat. It looks pretty 2D. I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. Ooh, Pampas heads are cool. I can straight away see this being some kind of insect-like thing. Like moths or... This is really cool. I like this. This is nice and unique. This is a 10 out of 10. And then we have the Scattered Blossom headpiece. This is nice and simple and cute and light colored. They also look a little bit flat, but honestly, yeah, these are nice. 7 out of 10. And then the Spider Lily earpiece. I love Spider Lilies, honestly. It'd be cool if you could color it. Perfect. This is a 10 out of 10. Lily wrap is cute. And it comes with a flower at the top. It kind of goes through the ear, which bothers me a little bit. But honestly, yeah, these are cute. Once again, they also look... They don't look too flat, actually. This is good. 8 out of 10. Pampas tailpiece. I like this too. Goes well with the little headpiece. Nice and simplistic. 9 out of 10. Scattered body blossoms. I would kind of like if they had like a little more over the rest of the body. I feel like it's just kind of confined to the back. Honestly, it looks good. 6 out of 10. So loose face fur. This is cute. It's a little bit flat, but nice and simple. Kind of looks like fangs as well. If you zoom out, that's pretty cute. 7 out of 10. And now she's bald. Beautiful. The mane. Low-key, it looks exactly the same as like all of the other mains that I've seen, or it looks really similar to one of them. Not really outstanding, so 3 out of 10. This is like a 5 out of 10. It's very simple. It's simple but cute. Just these two. I feel like it'd be nice if they had the other two, but I also kind of like that they're opposite one another. I like these little flowers too. 7 out of 10. I feel like you could get so creative with these, and they go so well with the little head and tail accessory. 10 out of 10. I'm at a loss for words. This is really cute. So this, definitely a 10 out of 10 too. Love it. If you couldn't tell, I like accessories a lot. Pampas neck piece, but honestly, again, this is a 10 out of 10. I'm a little biased because I've loved that whole little section of the Game Pass so far, but it goes really well. Everything really goes well together. The head, legs, tail, everything goes great. This too, kind of. I feel like it'd be cool if it went around to the sides a little more. I don't know. I'm picky. 6 out of 10. And the Spider Lily necklace is kind of the same. Honestly, this is a solid 8 out of 10. I love the Spider Lily in general. I feel like you really get your money's worth on this one. We're going to try and go through the next one a little faster with the Wilted Pumpkin 2025 set. Since it is fall time right now, I'm hoping it's going to be interesting. Definitely do have a lot, especially the legs. So this is interesting. I also have those two in here, so we're just going to ignore those because those are from a past Game Pass. I really love the hat. I feel like you could add that really well onto the OCs. So I'm going to give this one like an 8 out of 10. The vest, not so much. I don't like really how the fur phases through or the neck. I don't know, it just feels kind of thick. Plus, I'm not a huge fan of like big outfits on the cat, so I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10. 10 out of 10, honestly. This is like one of the more unique accessories that you would find. Next, we have the Deserted Head Pumpkin. This is simplistic. I don't like how there's just this rope kind of going down. I feel like it'd be cool if they added some stuff here instead of leaving it blank. So I'm not a huge fan of this one, even though it's kind of like a little basket almost looking thing. I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. This is pretty cute too. Honestly, it looks a little bit impractical, but it's still cute. And it is Wilted Pumpkin set, so they do kind of have to have a pumpkin in there. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. And then we have the Smashed Pumpkin headpiece. That's an interesting one. This one's also pretty cute, actually. Feels a little bit more practical than the head pumpkin decor. Or, not practical, but it just kind of like fits better on the head. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. And then obviously we have the Wilted Pumpkin headpiece, which I can't really see in the head fur, which kind of sucks. So if you have like really furry cats, it wouldn't show. Kind of looks like just a little flower. But yeah, that's cute. It's still cute. Nice and simple. 6 out of 10. We have the back-tied full ornaments. This is actually pretty cute. I like it. How it's kind of like lower down on the body. That is a 7 out of 10. And then we have the enveloped back and front ferns. That actually goes really well with the little headpiece. I like it. Nice and unique. Very naturey. That is a 9 out of 10. I don't know if it's supposed to be going through the body. Looks like a bit of a glitch. Either that or it's just like separately tethered. That is a 9 out of 10. I feel like they missed the opportunity to put it like right over the paws. But this is still nice, simple. 6 out of 10. I really like that they've got like the little mini pumpkins on the legs. That is such a cute little detail. That's an 8 out of 10. Just the little singular one. That's a 7 out of 10. And then we have the Wildwood left and right braces. I mean, it looks half wood, half fabric. I assume that's kind of the vibe they're going for. I feel like right now we've got enough of the little leg wraps as is. I don't really see that being used. 5 out of 10. And then we have the two wilted pumpkin wraps. Nice little star-looking flowers. That is a 7 out of 10. And then we have the deserted leaves necklace. This one is again kind of simple. I feel like they could have probably gotten more detailed with it. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. The pumpkin neck piece garment. This is actually really cute. I like this a lot. This screams fall. This is a 10 out of 10. Then we have the Wildwood pumpkin vest. I've stated before I don't really like when they put like full body things on the cats that look kind of unrealistic, but honestly, this is pretty cute. I like it. The little bandana that comes with it too. The little pumpkins. I like this. This is a 9 out of 10. Then lastly, we have the wilted pumpkin neck piece. Can't really see it through the fur. I should have probably picked a less fluffy cat. I'll fix that in a minute. But yeah, this is like nice and simple. 6 out of 10. I've got a nice, less fluffy cat for this one. So if there are any accessories, the fur hopefully will not phase through as badly. I've gone ahead and put the outfit together. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I like that the clothes look nice in 3D. But this is the first like full. This is the kind of thickest outfit I think I've seen so far. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of outfits, like I said. This is kind of an exception. I'm going to say like an 8 out of 10. Honestly, a little bit simple. I feel like it's not super necessary. I don't really see myself using this. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Then we have the sharp wing lashes. Can't really see them, but I'm always happy to see a new kind of lashes. I like that these aren't like super thick as well, like the other sets of lashes that put me off a bit. So honestly, this is like a 7 out of 10. Then we have the butterfly mask, which is really cool. I'm not going to go ahead and color it because I'm too lazy, but this is like a 9 out of 10. I like that they've added creative face markings. Then we've got the flourishing crown, pretty unique. I don't see myself using this, but I can see it being creatively used for a lot of other OCs. So honestly, this is a 9 out of 10 as well. Then we've got the mysterious carnival mask. This I also think is really cool. They've definitely gotten more creative with the outfits. Honestly, I like this. This is a 10 out of 10. This is nice and creative. Then we've got the under eye specs. This is like a 5 out of 10. I feel like I'm never going to use this. But I guess if you want to put like really minimal details on the OC, then that would work. This looks the exact same as another earpiece there is, but I can't name it. I can't remember exactly. So this is like a 2 out of 10. Then we've got head drapery. Low key, this actually looks so cool. This is really cool. You've got the little dangly things as well. There is a lot of detail. This is a 10 out of 10. This is a really creative headpiece. I feel like you could use it on royal looking OCs as well. It just gives me royalty vibes. Then head flag wraps. This is like a 2 out of 10 because I don't see the need for these. I don't really see people needing to use these for anything specific. This one is, since it just covers the whole body, it feels a little more creative to me. This is like a 5 out of 10. Then we've got the festival's flourishing back decor. Honestly, this is also pretty cool. I really like the color scheme for this as well that went with the headpiece. So this is a 6 out of 10. Then we've got the hind flowery hip. Honestly, this is just too much going on at once. I can see this being like recolored and adjusted to look like a certain something on an OC. On its own, it just doesn't look that great. So this is like a 5 out of 10. Then we've got the left thigh drapery. This is kind of phasing through weirdly, which is a shame. I feel like it would look better if it didn't phase through like that. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. The headpiece was amazing. This looks a little bit glitchy. And then the right thigh drapery definitely is also glitching a little bit, so same rating for that. Then we've got the corn back and front tassel. This is like a 4 out of 10 just because it's so simple. And it also looks just a tiny bit glitchy. And then we have the flowery back left and right ankle. This doesn't look bad, honestly. I feel like it'd be cool if they had it on the front too, like maybe the elbow area. This is definitely a lot less chaotic than the one up front though, so this is like a 5 out of 10. Then we have all the drapery. Again, this whole thing looks to be a little bit glitchy with all of the legs, but for the most part, it looks really cool. I really like this. This is going to be a 10 out of 10 as well, just because this goes so well with the little headpiece. You can't see it perfectly just because it's glitching through, but it does look like a little bit more chaotic than the other cape. I honestly like it. I like when they add in more complex markings. You can definitely be a little more creative with the markings of your cats. And we have the body drapery, immediate 10 out of 10, because this does not look to be glitchy at all. Would go great with the leg drapery and the little earpiece thing. Love it. Then we have the front messy cape. I also like this. This is going to be a 10 out of 10. I don't know if I gave the other one a 10 out of 10, but this is a 10 out of 10 just because it adds more options for what kind of markings you can give the cat. Then we have the corn neck tassel. This is a 2 out of 10. I don't know whether they were going for a simplistic vibe here, but it just doesn't look like enough for me to even bother putting it on the OC. Lastly, we have the drapery chest plate. This is going to be a 5 out of 10 just because everything else was so intricate and pretty, and this looks a little too simplistic. They could have made it like a really beautiful necklace, and they didn't, but good enough. So, kind of similar to the Frost Clan, because it's cheaper, you do definitely get less, but it looks like it's all going to be kind of similar. So, we've got the Pineborn earpiece, immediate 10 out of 10. It definitely looks realistic. I feel like you can definitely put it onto a lot of different OCs. I love it, honestly. Left and right thigh pine needles. I'm going to say a 2 out of 10 for this. I like that they've got the pine needles, but I honestly think they could have added pine cones. I think that would have been really nice. But this is nice and simple. I just don't see myself using it. Then we've got all the pine-born guards here. This is definitely very woodsy. I like it. Honestly, this is cute. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Then lastly, we have the pine-born necklace. This is also an immediate 10 out of 10 because look at the detail of the branches and the pine cone. Just look at the pine cone. This looks so cute. Oh my goodness. And it looks so pretty with the little headpiece. Wow. I like that everything in this set goes together. Everything in this set definitely goes together really well. Gives the cat a really woodsy feel. This is Shadow Clan cat. This is how every Shadow Clan cat should look. If you watched the whole way through the video, thank you so much. Even before editing, I can tell this is gonna be a long one, and it's not exactly useful since, you could always go through and look at the game passes yourself. So if you did stick around the whole way, I really appreciate it. You can drop down a comment if you feel like it. Maybe that'll help revive my channel a little bit. But this has been fun. It's definitely revived my joy for content creation in Warrior Cats, especially this kind of thing, just commentary, game related things rather than painstakingly editing. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day or night.